thought, oh my God, when I looked on the internet and saw that those numbers were the same as the canned dog food I had fed her, I thought, oh my God, I poisoned the dog.
When this first came out, I really wasn't taking it very seriously. I kept saying, well, it's, just an isolated thing. Well, it's not the food that we use. Well, it can't be as bad as it sounds. And it really took a few weeks before I really took the situation seriously, and now I'm sorry that I waited as long as I did.
They eat Nutramax Gourmet Classics. As a treat, my mom would buy them the Nutramax packets, which were recalled, and that's all they ate exclusively. I thought I was giving them the best I could, and it's just really devastating.
It's April 2007, and we have a crisis on our hands. It may very well be the veterinary crisis of the decade. It's the pet food recall. Every time we open up a can of pet food, we need to know, what are we doing to our dogs and our cats? Not only has this crisis affected our dogs and our cats, but it's affected the entire family.
I was thinking to myself, I don't know how people have sick children. I was hysterical when we brought them here, and when I got the news today about Luke and how he kind of plateaued and he didn't decrease much since yesterday, I was hysterical crying. I left work, I couldn't stay. I had to come.
I'm very angry, and I'm known to, push back, but my concern right now is just to make sure that he can live, and if I have to give him injections, I will.
Even with Checkers, her test came back in the normal range, but the doctor still said, you know what, we have to continue to retest her every few days because we don't know if they're going to stay down. We don't know the long-term effect. We don't really know they don't know what they're dealing with. I think that's the scariest part.
Unfortunately, I haven't really been able to give anybody a good prognosis. It's a lot of wait and see. We don't know what drugs are actually in the foods and what kind of repercussions they'll have in the future. And we'll give them the therapy that they need, and when their kidney values start looking better, when they start feeling better.
We've had several suspicious cases of food toxicity here at the Center for Specialized Veterinary Care, most likely because we are a veterinary specialty center and emergency hospital. Several animals were referred here because the center is one of the few centers in the country that has hemodialysis. That's a kidney replacement therapy that we would use to treat the very sickest animals with kidney failure.
I got a call the next morning that I had to bring them in right away because they were in renal failure. And to hear that my 1.7-month-old cats were in renal failure, acute renal failure, was frightening.
The list keeps growing. That's the other frustration here is that the list keeps growing, the different brands of treats. We're wondering just what else they're going to find us in, so we really don't know what is to give them.
As a result of this pet food crisis, many people feel the need to make home-cooked diets. And that might be a really good idea for the short term, but in the long term, they may be doing their pets a disservice.
I'm making food right now.
Now she's making food, and they love it.
I'm actually,
it's good.
I'm learning a little bit more each day, but I've been doing ground chicken or beef with rice and vegetables and putting in the food processor and grinding it all up, and they're eating it. I'm thinking of cooking beef or chicken for her and feeding her people food.
Without proper veterinary supervision, they may end up making poorly balanced diets.
I wanted him to have 24-hour care, and I've stayed here since with him for 6 nights. 6 nights. I slept in compassionate care, and they were fantastic. I couldn't have asked for better.
The Center for Specialized Veterinary Care has something very unique, and it has a place where people can actually stay with their pets while they're being treated.
It's been incredible. I didn't know that places like this existed where you could stay, and everyone's just been really nice, really helpful, and wonderful. The thought of being at home and thinking about them in a cage with dogs and getting shots and all that just scared me more. I'd like to hope that us being here makes them a little happier, makes his healing go a little bit better.
If you're afraid that your pet has encountered this tainted food, the most important thing to do is go straight to your family veterinarian. A simple blood test should be able to tell you whether or not your pet has been affected.
Well, she's very friendly and very loving, and I'm hoping that she'll still be that way and very lively and energetic and playful.
Fortunately, yesterday Bo was released. His levels went back to normal. We don't know if they'll stay normal, but hopefully they'll be good. Mookie's not doing quite as well. So
I'm trying not to think about it and talk about it very much because I'm dreading to bring him back on Thursday for his blood work, because it's like as if I just know that what I'm going to hear, and I don't want to hear it.
I just hope that the FDA starts regulating pet food more closely, and I'm warning to other pet owners to be really careful about what you feed your animals.